Hey mates, PokeDragon here. Now, like my last round, I mentioned the bad guy. Well, now it's time to talk about him. I'm having Overwatch gameplay considering because, well, I would like to show something interesting while I rant about this guy. If you'd like to join me on Battle.net and play Overwatch with me, it's PokeDragon2, code number is 6383. With that out of the way, let's talk about the bad guy. Now, you're probably wondering why I call him the bad guy. Well, ever since I caught him doing his stupidity, he always says the following: "I'm not the bad guy here." Which is true, he's not bad, he's just stupid. Now, where to start? Well, after the Chappie incident, life was pretty peaceful. Until one day I smelled smoke coming from his apartment. And what I'm about to say is not a joke, which I wish it was. It's 100% true, no lies or anything. He decided to try to cook steamed dim sims while falling asleep. I am not joking. Being a neighbor, and luckily for him, lucky for his stupidity, the door was unlocked and wide open. So I went inside his apartment, tried to wake the idiot up. Then I took the dim sims off the stove and turned it off. Then I warned him, "Dude, you almost had a fire!" He woke up and asked, "How did you get in my apartment?" He asked that 7 times. And I told him 7 times, "You had the door wide open and unlocked." Then he said the following: "Well, how do I stop my stuff from getting stolen?" So, being the neighbor that I am, I gave him 4 words of advice. Try locking your doors. Yeah, this guy was not very smart. And trust me, people, this isn't the only time. He keeps having his stuff stolen, he keeps getting bashed up, and keeps letting random people into his apartment and actually sleeping there. Random strangers, including a complete psychopath who yells at the neighbor over the fence for the noisy dog, and yells majority of the time. Luckily, he's gone. I'm glad I'm not seeing him again. But I warned him, look, you can't just keep on finding random people in your own home. What if they kill you in your sleep? Then, days later, he was trying to cook dim sims while falling asleep again. This time with the knitting door locked. So, I was yelling at him to wake up and turn off the stove. He was smart enough to do it this time. He woke up and turned off the stove. And then I taught him a lesson. Cooking is like driving a car. If you sleep behind the wheel, something bad might happen. He listened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. I told my sister about his stupidity, and now she was concerned that me living there would put me at risk. Then he keeps getting drunk, asking me for money, got cancer by cigarettes. Heck, he doesn't even have a job, he doesn't even pay his electric bill, his rent, and still lets people living in his apartment. How can this guy support random people living in his house, but he can't support himself? Seriously, how? Then, 3rd time's a charm. He tried to cook dim sims while falling asleep again with his knitting door was locked, and not only did it take me to wake him up this time, but several of my neighbors tried to wake this idiot up. He said to me, "How am I supposed to cook dinner then?" I said, "Save up and get a microwave, you moron." Which he did, and got a microwave. Then he tried giving me a free TV out of nowhere. Said it was from Dick Smith's Electronics. I asked for a receipt of purchase, which he didn't prove, so I'm assuming he got it from somewhere else. Next door neighbor of mine who is living there now said it was someone else's, which is a couple of houses down. So not sure about that. So with the TV, I gave it back to him. Then after a few weeks, he just abandoned his apartment, but not after giving his apartment key to a random stranger that lived there. For a bit, the landlord got the key back and kicked him out. So that's the story of the bad guy. He keeps getting He keeps using the excuse, "I'm not the bad guy," to cover up his own stupidity. I think this guy was trying to kill himself. By accident. The way he almost calls the house fire 3 times, keeps getting random strangers living in his apartment, including the psychopath that I mentioned, keeps getting himself lung cancer, keeps getting bashed up, keeps getting his stuff stolen. And I'm just glad I'm not seeing him again. And then months later, after he left, I have a new neighbor. He is nice to talk to, has a pet cat, and gives me free cake now and then. I believe he should work in a bakery sometime soon because of his baking skills when it comes to cakes. If I have any more stories, I'll let you guys know. Until then, guys, this is Poke Dragon, and I will see you guys later.